Okay. So, well, as I told you before, good evening, guys. Well, it's a pleasure to me to be here with you. Okay. So, well, thank you for your presentation. Thank you for introducing myself. Also, I would like to introduce myself again, right? So, my name is Richard Condori. So, I'm going to talk to you today about some important topics. So, maybe some of you are here for the title of this topic. So, today I want to talk to you about this important topic, okay? Hay que hablar de este tema súper, súper importante, okay? Well, let's start, okay? Well, let's start with our topic, okay? So I'm going to start presenting it. Let me give this presentation. Okay, so now let's start. Okay, so first the title here. Okay, this is our title for today. Okay, so what's the title? The secret weapon to fluency. Okay, the secret weapon to fluency. Idiomatic expressions. Okay, what's the secret weapon to fluency? ¿Cuál es el arma secreta para la fluidez? Well, let me tell you, déjenme contarles, idiomatic expressions. Okay, so, well, today we're going to start talking about this thing. Okay, first, let me tell you that maybe what title that we can tell here, we are going to talk about fluency through culture. Okay, so idiomatic expressions, remember this, idiomatic expressions are culture. Okay, culture, are humor and metaphor. Okay, so today we're going to learn first what is idiomatic expressions. We're going to see some examples about idiomatic expressions. Okay, and then maybe we're going to let's see some practice to take into account into idiomatic expressions. Okay, so but also at the end, okay, at the end I'm going to give you a gift. Okay, well, es un pequeño regalo. I'm going to give you a gift, okay? I'm going to give you idiomatic expressions as also my curriculum said, okay? I like to create these kind of topics. I like to create new instruments, new, let's say, new information to you to learn. So at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you as a gift, okay? One, let's say, one little book that talks about idiomatic expression, okay? So here is, bienvenidos, welcome to this new topic. So also my name is there, Richard Gondre Carapi, thank you. So first, I would like to start this new topic talking to you about the picture that we can see here. As you can see in the presentation, here we have a one picture, one funny picture for me, okay? Because that's the secret weapon to fluency, okay? Vamos a conocer el secreto de la fluidez. We're going to know the secret to be fluent in English, okay? Now, let's continue. Here we have one picture, funny picture for me. Here we have a teacher, we can say a professor, also could be a teacher because could be in a school, okay, let's say. And also here we have a dictionary, okay, dictionary, and it's like a weapon, okay, let's say, okay, and also they are having fun. And also here we can talk about, or we can see many different things, okay, many phrases, okay. So break a leg, or spill the beans, hit the books, okay. For start this, para empezar con esto, those three phrases they are idiomatic expressions, okay. Break a leg, okay, break a leg. The meaning in Spanish could be romperse una pierna, okay, but lo vamos a ver en un momento, por qué esta idiomatic expression tiene ese sentido. Spill the beans, hit the books, golpea los libros. ¿No? We're going to talk about all those phrases, and also we are going to understand better, okay, why these phrases it doesn't necessarily take in a literally way, okay? So let's continue then, okay? So first, before I start talking what are idiomatic expressions, here we have a question, okay? It's in Spanish, okay? It's ¿qué hace un hablante fluido, okay? That's important. That's an important question for us, okay? Let's say what makes a native speaker native, okay? What what makes them like that, okay? So here we have it's an important question, okay? ¿Por qué los hacen fluidos, okay? ¿Qué es lo que un nativo, I'm going to say this in Spanish, ¿por qué un nativo mm, es fluido, tiene esa fluidez, okay? And I'm going to explain you in some steps, en unos pasitos, okay? So first, beyond grammar and vocabulary, okay? The idiomatic expressions, or, well, not only idiomatic, the native speakers goes beyond grammar and vocabulary, okay? English, guys, is not only grammar and vocabulary. Also, it's good. Okay, if you know English, okay, if you know how to talk English, it's very good. You know vocabulary, you know the grammar. That's important to express our ideas, right? So maybe I am Richard. I am 23 years old. Presentations, grammar, past tense, right? I was at the school. Okay, future. I will. I'm going. So any of those structures are very important. Yes, those are important. Okay, but natives go more than go beyond grammar and vocabulary, van más allá. Okay, beyond. So fluency involves understanding the cultural context. Okay, fluency, guys, is not only know grammar and vocabulary. I told you that's good. That's perfect. If you know structures, that's really good. You are in a very good way to become a fluency speaker. Okay, but here especially is not only okay, fluency is not only grammar vocabulary, is understanding cultural context. Okay, and idiomatic expressions that used to do that. Okay, idiomatic expressions tiene que ver mucho con entender la cultura del contexto. Okay, and this is important because it's different in every country. Okay, it's not the same. Okay? It's not the same. Take into account this. Okay, take into account it's not the same. Okay, culture are different. You know, culture are different. Maybe I am from Bolivia, for example. Okay, so culture is not the same here like in the United States. So they are different. Okay, take into account that they are different. So idiomatic expressions, it's about that. Okay, talking about cultural, not only vocabulary. Okay, so the second point, so to master the language. Okay, so this is important. Master the language. No, it's not only to know, as I told you, grammar vocabulary. It's also to know everything about the language, the culture context, not just speaking, for example, but understanding nuances and native expressions, okay? To become fluently, okay, it's important to know the expressions that they have, okay? In the United States, they use many, well, a lot of, not many, a lot of expressions, okay? We need to know every one of them, okay? We need to know every one of them, okay? So then, finally, we have a real example, okay? A real example, and a native uses idioms, okay? This is the real thing. Esto es lo real. A native speaker uses idioms, okay? So that's why we need to know this topic. That's why this is important. Maybe somebody can say, oh, I know grammar, I know vocabulary, so now I can speak with everybody English. Yes, but for understanding really native speakers, we need to know these expressions or these idiomatic expressions. Okay, so now let's continue then. Okay, vamos a ir continuando. So here we have now what's important for us. Now, what exactly are idioms? Maybe some of you are asking this from the friends at the first, not al principio. What exactly are idioms? ¿Qué son los idioms? Okay, idioms or idiomatic expression. You can call it in two ways. Okay, pueden llamarlo de dos formas. What exactly are idioms? Okay, so here we have a little definition. Okay, to tell you a definition here, which is expressions. Okay, idioms are expressions that don't mean okay what the words say or what the words literally say. Okay, take into account these guys. Okay, so idiomatic expressions are expressions, okay, expressions that don't mean the same words literally say. Okay, one example for this. It doesn't mean the word literally. For example, if I say cat, it's gato, cat, okay, but it doesn't mean gato. Okay, that's it, idiomatic expressions. Okay, that's important here. Okay, that they use expressions. Okay, they usually it's expression that maybe I don't know could be from 3 to 5, 7 words that are together. That all those have a different meaning. Okay, so that are well those are idioms. Okay, those are idioms. Take into account that. Okay, entonces expressions don't mean what the word literally say. No significa lo que literalmente se está diciendo. And also, is also idiomatic expressions is not only in let's say in an English native speaker. It's also in other countries. For example, here in Bolivia, we have idiomatic expressions. I think in Colombia, maybe other places like we can see in Europe, and I know Brazil, Chile, Argentina, or any other countries, they have their own idiomatic expressions. Okay, so that's why I'm talking to you. This is about culture, guys. Okay, idiomatic expression is for culture. It's not vocabulary. It's not grammar. It's culture. Okay, and we're going to talk about it. So, um, well, here we have example. Okay, here example, and it's very interesting. This is one of the famous, well, not the famous. What's the first idiomatic expression that I learned before? Okay, so let's talk about this example. When pigs fly, and now I would like to ask to you guys, okay, who are here, please. What do you understand? Sorry, let me come back. What do you understand for this phrase, when pigs flies? No, in this case, I would like you to help me writing on the chat, please. Y si uno puede escribirlo en el chat, please. What do you understand for this phrase, okay, when pigs fly? This is a very important, and it's a very funny idiomatic expression. They use in United States, yes, okay. But what do you understand? ¿Qué entienden por esta frase, when pigs fly? Okay, what do you understand? Maybe we can use translator, maybe you want, but maybe I would like to know on the chat, please. Some of you can help me. What do you understand for that phrase? Okay, very good. Nice. Algo que nunca va a suceder, right? Right. Actually, that's it. Okay, that's the correct meaning. Okay, when pigs fly. But actually, when a native speaker use this phrase, okay, this is a general, we can call a general idiomatic expression. Why a general? Because this idiomatic expression, guys, we can find in almost every country. Okay, every country. So when pigs fly, literally, okay, literally means cuando los cerdos vuelan. Okay, literalmente. Literally, guys, this means cuando los cerdos vuelen. Okay, when pigs fly. So maybe if you don't understand context, you can say when pigs fly. So what does mean? But as we can see in the chat, no, algo que nunca va a suceder. When pigs fly means something that is never going to happen, right? So imagine, this is a very fun story. Imagine that you are, I don't know, picture this, okay? Picture this. Maybe you can picture one boy and one girl, and the girl is so beautiful, and the boy say, "Hey, would you like to have a date with me? ¿Te gustaría salir conmigo?" And the girl says, "When pigs fly." So that you know what that means. So it's something that never is going to happen. So the girl is rejected that boy. Okay, so that's exactly what means idioms. Okay, not the situation. Idioms means that words that lead that sorry, words that don't mean what the words literally said. Okay, it's not the same. Okay, it's very different from that. Okay, so when pigs fly means algo que nunca va a suceder. No significa, okay, it doesn't mean that pigs are going to fly. Okay, so that's important. It has a very different meaning. Okay, so that's important with idiomatic expressions, guys. Okay, that's important with idiomatic expression. Okay, we need to know. Okay, that's what I want to explain you with this presentation. That actually they are not the same. Okay, it's not the same. It has a different meaning. Maybe the phrase says something, but the meaning is completely different from that. Okay, that's good. Okay, very good. When pigs fly, here we have a very good a picture, which is actually it's pigs flying. Okay, but it's interesting. Why this is interesting for me, and idiomatic expression I think are important. Well, I think the first thing here is that we want to here in Bolivia, for example. Okay, this is according to the context to every country you have. Okay, when pigs fly, when pigs fly, sorry, means that something is never going to happen, okay? But in different countries, we have different ways to say this. For example, I'm going to talk about my country. Here in Bolivia, we have a very funny expression, okay? Here in Bolivia, for example, in Bolivia, okay? No decimos algo que nunca va a suceder. En Bolivia, here in Bolivia, we have a very funny expression, which is cuando florezca el chuño. Okay, I don't know if you know this chuño. It's actually comes from papa. Okay, from the potato. Actually, they are made on in very different seasons, okay? But this is a very interesting expression that we use here in Bolivia also, okay? We use this idiomatic expression in Bolivia, but in a different way, ¿no? No decimos cuando los cerdos vuelen. Here in Bolivia, the context is cuando florezca el chuño. It's a very interesting expression. To express the same thing when pigs fly, ¿no? Expresa lo mismo, algo que nunca va a suceder, el chuño nunca va a florecer. ¿Vale? Es una frase que se ha adaptado a nuestro contexto, okay? So, that's good, okay? Well, that's idiomatic expression, okay? That very completely different meaning, okay? So, what else? Here we have origin and use, okay? Origin and use. ¿Cuál es su origen y uso? They are originated, okay, from local culture and traditions, okay? Here is important. Here is something that I want to explain you better, okay? Take into account this. Idiomatic expressions, okay, remember, are originate from local culture, or they were created from local culture and traditions, okay? So this is important, okay? So that's why idiomatic expression doesn't have the same meaning, or well, they have completely different meanings of what the words are saying, okay? And another important tip that I can tell you, another important information is a native speaker uses, okay, 5 to 10 idioms a day or per day, okay? So that's good, okay, that's interesting. So maybe if you maybe sometimes we can talk with a native speaker, it's probably that in that conversation they are going to use an idiom to try to talk to us, okay? So when pigs fly is a very general idiomatic expression, let's say, okay? Es un idiomatic expression que vamos a poder verlo en distintos contextos, ¿no? Like in Bolivia, this may be similar, be very similar to this expression, okay? But remember, native speaker uses 5 or 10 idioms a day. So it's very probably that when we talk with a native speaker, we are going to listen some idiom, okay? So let's continue now, okay? So let me see here. Okay, now here, let's continue with the presentation. So why are they a secret weapon? Okay, that's interesting. Why are they a secret weapon? ¿Por qué ellos son el arma secreta, no? And also to fluency, ¿no? Para la fluidez. So here we have some things that I'm going to tell you why, okay, they are the secret weapon. Well, because, okay, they are natural fluency, okay? So natural fluency. As I told you before, idiomatic expressions are part of conversation as a native speaker. Native speaker uses 5 or 10 idioms per day. So fluency is part of idiomatic expressions are part to fluency. Okay, so they are key to sound authentic and spontaneous. Okay, maybe if you go to United States or someplace they usually speak English, the most important thing here is that to try to sound authentic and spontaneous. So they, as I told you before, idiomatic expressions talk about humor, right? Humor. They make in a humor way to make the conversation funnier, okay, to make the conversation funnier. So this helps us a lot, okay, to, let's say, uh, yes, we can say to be more fluent, okay, that's the important thing here, okay. The idiomatic expression help us to reach that level of English, to sound fluently and authentic, okay. So second, better understanding. If you know idiomatic expression, okay, you are going to understand, especially not all the conversation, but you're going to understand the context, not only words, vocabulary, grammar. You're going to understand what they are talking about, okay? So that's with read between lines, right? You understand the phrase read between lines, so to know the context, to understand better the ideas. So that's important when we're talking about idiomatics, okay? So they help capture deeper meanings in context, no? Read between lines, deeper meanings, okay? No, it's not only a conversation with grammar and vocabulary. You are connecting with the other person. You are connecting with the ideas, how the person is, okay? How with their personality, you are trying to connect with that context. Okay, that's important with idiomatic expressions. Then let's continue. Cultural connection. Okay, as I told you, is humor, culture also. They reveal the story and values of a community. Okay, as I told you again, I'm going to come back always to the first, okay? We talked about culture, okay? So idiomatic expressions always are going to talk to us about culture, okay? Culture. Idiomatic expression is not only learn vocabulary, is to know the culture, to know the people, to know how they think, okay? To connect with them, not only go to talk with them. You need to know how they are, their personality, talking about their culture. So your idiomatic expression, that's why it is very important, this thing. Okay. Then the last one, I think, is humor. Okay, humor, as I told you before, they enrich conversations with fun and personality, as I told, personality. Okay, to enrich. Okay, they enrich conversations. So, as I told you, it's not only a conversation. Hi, hello, how are you? Fine. How is everything? Everything is fine. Thank you so much. So see you next time. See you. Bye bye. No, these enrich conversations. So hello, how are you? What's up? Everything's okay. So catch you later. Okay, catch you. Remember what's catch you? Es como que te veo más tarde. Very similar to see you later, but with another context, right? So that's important, okay? So also remember why they are the secret weapon, because they are natural fluency. You have a better understanding, also helps to cultural connection, okay? And also it's humor, so it's going to you're going to become more authentic and spontaneous person when you're talking with idiomatic expressions. And also this help you in work, if you are talking about work, if you use maybe some idiomatic expressions, maybe could be easier to connect with other persons that maybe you only use in vocabulary and grammar structures. Okay, good. Well, then let's continue. Wait a sec. Here, let's continue then with the next. Okay, well, let's see. Give me a moment. Well, let's continue. Idioms and culture. Okay, this is very important. That's it. Now I'm going to enter to a very, we're going to talk about idioms in a deeper way, not only idioms, okay, in a deeper way. Vamos a irnos un poco más allá. So, for example, when we talk about idioms, we don't talk only about phrases that doesn't have the same meaning. So, for example, as I told you, when pigs fly, ¿no? Cuando los cerdos vuelen, ¿ok? When pigs fly, algo que nunca va a suceder, ¿no? Cerdos nunca van a volar. Está implícito dentro de la frase, when pigs fly. So, something is never going to happen, ¿ok? But idioms and culture, ¿ok? Idiomatic expressions is not only phrases that doesn't mean literally what they say, ¿ok? Idioms talk us about values and customs, okay? Like the title, they reflect values and customs. For example, to throw the house out the window expresses celebration. Now, this is a very interesting idiomatic expressions, okay? Idiomatic expressions. To throw the house out the window, ¿no? Es como tirar la casa por la ventana, ¿no? It's how express celebration, ¿no? Es una frase que literalmente, right? No se puede tirar la casa por la ventana. Literally, we cannot say that. But it's one way to say that you are going to celebrate, okay? Express that you are happy, something good happened. Maybe, I don't know, you win money, you win the lottery, maybe, I don't know, could be anything, okay? But express celebration, okay? Doesn't have the same meaning, okay? But this phrase has a very deep, or well, let's say not very deep, has deeper meaning here, okay? Su significado de cada frase here in idioms, okay? Cada frase has their own meaning and context, okay? So what I'm saying with this, every idiom that we have in English, there are a lot, okay? I'm going to give you some idioms to start using this, but idioms, guys, okay, is not only a phrase that it doesn't have the same meaning, okay? This express more than that, because this idiom, it wasn't like somebody comes here and says, hey, I'm going to say throw the house out of the window means that we're going to celebrate. No, it's deeper. It has a meaning. This was created in their culture. Okay, this is culture. That's why here in Bolivia, as I told you in some minutes ago, okay, we have a very funny phrase. ¿ok? Cuando florezca el chuño, ¿no? Que el chuño nunca va a florecer. No significa literalmente cuando los cerdos vuelen, pero tiene el mismo contexto, ¿no? De decir when pigs fly, ¿ok? Tiene el significado muy similar, when pigs fly, cuando florezca el chuño, ¿ok? Tiene el mismo significado, algo que nunca va a suceder, ¿ok? When pigs fly, cuando florezca el chuño. Here in Bolivia usamos mucho esa frase. Well, in La Paz, especially more than Bolivia, in La Paz City, I listen this phrase, cuando florezca el chuño. Nunca va a suceder, ¿ok? But this phrase, cuando florezca el chuño, ¿ok? Tiene que ver con la cultura. Es decir, with all the things that all the people live here in Bolivia, use this phrase to express that, ¿ok? Usaron esa frase para expresarla. Tiene que ver con nuestra historia. No significa literalmente cuando los cerdos vuelen, pero tiene un contexto más inmerso, ¿ok? The context is deeper here in Bolivia. It's not only a phrase. It's something that was created with our culture, not only a phrase. Okay, that's why idioms and culture. Okay, so then here we have link to nature and everyday life. Okay, usually, guys, here when we talk about idioms, okay, is, let's say, linked or connected with nature and everyday life. So as you can see, the phrases that we use is maybe words that we use every day. Like, as you can see here in the picture, also we can see here a monkey. Okay. Also, we talk. Also, here we have a little bit, I don't know, food. Maybe we can see a mountain. So also those phrases, all of those phrases needs to be related with what we know about our culture. Okay, that's why link nature and everyday life. Okay, so we're going to see in a moment. We're going to see a lot of phrasal. No, sorry, my mistake. And we're going to see a lot of idiomatic expressions. Okay, a lot of idiomatic expressions that you are going to realize that they are connected with everyday vocabulary, and but as we know, it doesn't have the same meaning. So we don't need to take that phrases literally to understand it. Okay, so idioms related to food, weather, or animals. Okay, the idioms can be related with those, all of those things. Idioms related with food also could be with weather or animals. Maybe when we say the phrase "It's raining cats and dogs," no, it's raining cats and dogs. Está lloviendo gatos y perros. No, ¿verdad? Significa que está lloviendo fuerte, está lloviendo a cántares, ¿ok? But it's raining cats and dogs. It's weird, right? Because doesn't have the same meaning, no? It's better to say it's raining heavy instead to say it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, that's why these idiomatics are connected with nature, weather, okay, weather, also with food or maybe animals too. Okay. Good. And here we have another idiom. So this is a very good way to understand idioms. So until here, I think we saw five idioms. Okay, so maybe you can take notes about these idioms. Okay, it's going to help you. Okay, and also at the end, I'm going to tell you how we can use these idiomatic expressions every day. Okay, so here we have an idiom. So now we're going to start enter to the topic idioms. Okay, so idiom. Here we have a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Okay, this is a very interesting idiom. Okay, now again, I would like you to help me, guys, writing on the chat. What do you understand for this phrase? A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. You can use the chat. There is no problem for that. Okay, think, guys. What do you think is this? A bird in the hand is worth the two in the bush. Okay, think, guys, think. Okay, very good. Okay, un ave en una mano vale como dos en un arbusto. Right, okay, that's the literal meaning. Okay, yes. That's the literal meaning. Es el significado literal. Very good. Okay. Si lo traducimos, pero nos dice eso, ¿no? Nos dice un pájaro en una mano es worth, ok, vale, ok. Un pájaro en mano vale como dos en un arbusto. Okay. That's the phrase that they use, okay, in English. That's the phrase. But Remember, right? Idiomatic expressions, it doesn't mean what they literally say. Okay? No significa literalmente lo que están diciendo. But this phrase, a bird in the hand is worth a two in the bush, means matar dos pájaros de un tiro. Es el significado, es su interpretación más cercana al español. ¿Ok? Es como matar dos pájaros de un tiro. Okay, that's it, the real meaning of this word. So if they want to say this, okay, this phrase, a bird in the hand is worth the two in the bush, we are talking about that phrase. Estamos hablando de esa frase, ¿no? Matar dos pájaros de un tiro, o sea, hacerse cargo de dos problemas, ¿no? Eso igual, no decimos literalmente hay que matar a dos pájaros de un tiro, right? What exactly we are saying? We have to interpret this phrase as an idiom. So as an idiom, the real meaning of this phrase is that we can find out a way to solve two problems in one, okay? Or maybe to figure out, okay, how we can solve that problem, okay, in an easy way. Maybe it's the similar meaning to that phrase, okay? That's it, guys, okay? So this is the phrase we can take like matar dos pájaros de un tiro, hacerse cargo de dos problemas en uno, o solucionarlo más rápido, más fácilmente. That could be the real meaning, okay, of this phrase. So now we're going to continue learning about this, okay? And now we're going to start talking about idioms, okay? Let me see, let's go to the next one. So here, let's go here. This is a very important part, okay? So here, well, let's start talking about first. Now we're going to enter to idioms, guys. So now we're going to start talking about idioms. Ahora sí vamos a. Now it's your turn, guys, to please take your notes now. Okay, now we're going to see a lot of idiomatic expressions. Okay, as I told you guys, maybe like make you a resume or a brief about what we talked. Okay, idioms is not only phrases. Okay, well, first, idioms are phrases that doesn't take the literal meaning. Okay, so they are not saying what they literally say. Okay, that's important. Okay, and the second is that idioms is not only phrases. They talk us about culture. They are not phrases that were invented with somebody. So they have history. Every idiom that you know or that you're going to learn today, okay, every idiom that you know it has their own history, okay, every idiom. So here we have idioms, okay, and culture, US or UK, okay. UK. So here, let's see. Okay, here we have. We're going to talk about two type of idioms because remember, this is for culture. Okay, for culture. So we have a very different culture in US, United States. Okay, that's US, United States, and we have another different. Okay, we have another different culture in UK, in United Kingdom. Okay, so that's important. So well, here we have a little bit some idiomatic expressions that you can see here. For example, the first one, the ball is in your court. Okay, the ball is in your court. This is idiomatic expression from United States. Okay, this idiomatic expression was created in United States. Okay, and you can see here the influence of this idiomatic expression is about tennis. Okay, ¿dónde se creó este idiomatic expression? Where was created was in United States, en Estados Unidos, and tiene influencia, okay, it comes from tennis, okay, viene del tenis, okay, alguien dice, ¿dónde viene este idiomatic expression? Tennis, viene del tenis. And what does mean, maybe some of you are asking, what does mean the ball is in your court, ¿no? ¿Qué significa que es como decir, la bola está en tu campo, ¿no? O sea, cuando juegas tenis, usualmente se trata de eso, ¿ok? Usually when you play tennis, you need to respond, you need to play, you need to move, okay? To don't lose the game. So this is an interesting idiomatic expression, okay? It comes from tennis. And the meaning of this idiomatic expression is like It's one way to tell you it's your decision. Okay, it's your decision. The ball is in your court. It's one way to tell you it's your decision. Una forma de decirte es tu decisión. Okay, imagine that you are, I don't know, you are you are in a problem, or you are on in trouble. Okay, and somebody told you the ball is in your court. Okay, the ball is in your court means resuélvelo. Okay, it's your decision. You need to, and now it's your turn to respond. It's your turn to solve the problem. Es tu turno de responder. Okay, that's the way. Okay, and also we have here another. Okay, which is keep a stiff upper lip. Okay, this is interesting idiomatic expressions that we can see in United Kingdom. Este idiomatic expression lo vemos mucho en lo que es United Kingdom, okay? Especially in Gran Bretaña, okay? That's the place where we can find this idiomatic expression. Este idiomatic expression viene de ese lado de inglés, okay? Keep a stiff upper lip, okay? It's interesting meaning. I would like you to help me also, guys, with this part. What do you understand for this phrase? Keep a stiff upper lip. It's interesting because it's talking about lips, right? Keep a stiff upper lip. So what can you understand? Me gustaría preguntarles nuevamente. ¿Qué entienden por esa frase? Keep a stiff upper lip. Okay, very good. Mantener la calma. Okay, nice. Well, in this case, literally, keep is mantener. Okay, that's good. Mantener. The stiff upper lip. Okay, usually, why is this is interesting? Because usually, okay, according to the studies, when some people are getting emotional or are getting angry or start losing the control of their emotions, the first thing that they start moving is the lip, this lip, the upper lip. So you can see here, maybe you can see my camera. This is the upper lip. So this upper lip, okay, start, let's say, shaking. Okay, it starts shaking, empieza a temblar. Okay, when somebody is losing their control, okay, this sleep starts, you are saying, okay, you are start losing the control of your emotions. You are getting angry. Maybe, I don't know, you're going to cry, you're going to get angry, but you are start losing the control of your emotions. Okay, so that's why in United Kingdom they say keep a stiff upper lip means keep calm, calmado,
Una
tranquilo. Okay,
pregunta, Steve,
yes.
y entonces, ¿qué sería la traducción de Steve?
This case, keep a stiff of the upper lip, especially means, as I told you, as a phrase, okay, as a phrase, you can say that this part of the lip, okay, the upper lip starts, let's say, as I told you, starts say shaking. Sorry, I forgot that word. Start shaking.
Mm,
And also the literal meaning, guys, of stiff. It's a phrase that we don't use a lot of in United States. Okay, but stiff actually means in Spanish we can say ponte fuerte o ponlo duro, strong. Okay,
oh,
is stiff.
ok,
That's
ok,
it. Okay,
thanks.
that's literal meaning. Okay, but as a phrase, as a literal phrase means that es una forma de decir, in Spanish, maybe I can tell you, you're losing the control of your emotion. So keep a stiff upper lip es como que mantén tu labio duro, como que no tiemble, que no se note que estás temblando, algo así, ¿ok? Keep a stiff, es mantén tu labio superior fuerte o manténlo duro, ¿ok? So the study said that, ¿ok? So that's it, guys. Okay, that's important in English. That's something important. Okay, so why idiomatics are very interesting in this way? Because we are talking about culture. So the ball is in your court. You are going to listen that in United States. Okay, but in, let's say, in United Kingdom, you are going to use other phrases. Okay, like keep a stiff upper lip. No, but in United States, they can use another phrase, okay? Not keep a stiff upper lip. So that's why this talking about, let's say, this talk us about culture, okay? We can try to translate. That's important in English, okay? You can translate the meaning of what. For example, if we can say, I don't know, in Spanish we say cuando florezca el chuño in Bolivia, here in La Paz City, no? But if you want to translate that, you can say when the potatoes flowering or something like that. Okay, but you cannot translate idiomatic expressions because they talk about our culture, so they cannot be translated. But we can find similar phrases according to that culture to try to have the same meaning, right? Right? Podemos encontrar un significado muy similar en ese sentido, okay? En ese caso, okay? So that's it, guys, okay? So now, well, we're going to analyze all of those idiomatic expressions. Vamos a analizar cada uno de estos idiomatic expressions, okay? And at the end, okay, al final vamos a ver este pequeño código QR que tenemos aquí arriba, okay? This code QR, okay? You're going to scan, but at the end, okay, I'm going to explain you what is that a QR code. Okay, I'm going to explain you, and that's actually the gift that I'm going to give you. So, well, let's go. Okay, let's continue with the math expression. The first one, okay, as I told you before, you know, the ball is in your court, right? The ball is in your court. Comes from tennis, okay? This idiomatic expression was created between two people talking about tennis. And the meaning of this, remember, the meaning of this is that it's your turn. It's your turn to take a decision. La bola está en tu campo, ¿no? Es como que tu turno de responder, ¿ok? Resuélvelo, it's your turn, ¿ok? So that's one way. The second, okay, is bite the bullet, okay? This is a very beautiful idiomatic expression because this was created in the 20th century, okay? It was created in the war, okay, in the war. That's interesting because by the bullet comes from comes from the war in the 20th century. So the story of these idiomatic expressions, what it says that there were soldiers, okay, that they don't have no anesthesia to try to keep alive. So maybe they don't know they get an injury and they need to be I need to keep. So they need to, let's say in one way, they need to be strong to try to support all those things, okay? To give help and more things. So that's why bite the bullet, okay, means that you need to be strong, okay? According to the situation, I don't know, maybe anything could happen, okay? But according to the context, I don't know what kind of problem you want. I don't know, but if somebody told you bite the bullet, is come on, guys, it not happen. What matter? You need to support that. Okay, you need to be strong. Okay, and you are going to get over that. Okay, vas a superarlo. Bite the bullet, ¿no? Es una forma de decirlo como muerde la bala, ¿no? Aguanta, soporta, ¿ok? Tu situación, your situation maybe is not the better, but it's going to, you need to get over that. Tienes que superarlo, okay? So bite the bullet, muerde la bala, okay? That's a very interesting idiomatic expression too, okay? This is one way to give somebody support, ¿no? Es como para soportar a alguien, ¿no? Give somebody support, okay? So then, that's a lot interesting. Maybe some other one that we can talk about is right shotgun. This is a very interesting too. Okay, right shotgun. This also comes from the 20th century. Okay, right shotgun. But it's talking about people who used to ride horses, okay, and they always want to go in the first place, okay. Siempre querían ir hacia adelante, siempre querían ser el primero, okay. They always want to be the first. But according to our context, now they use especially right shotgun to one way to say ocupa el asiento delantero. I don't know if some of you, maybe some of you have a car, okay? Some of you has a car. If some of you say, I called or I ride the shotgun, it's one way to say ocupo el asiento del delantero. I don't know. I am the kind of person who always likes to go in the shotgun, que siempre les gusta ir en el asiento delantero, en el asiento del copiloto, in Spanish, okay? El asiento que va adelante siempre, okay? I always like to go in that place, okay? So this is one interesting idiomatic expression that they use, okay, to say ocupo el asiento delantero, okay? I ride the shotgun, or I call, también lo usan call, no solo ride, call, el verbo llamar, ¿no? Call, the shotgun, ¿no? Yo ocupo el asiento delantero, ¿ok? Bueno, es una forma de ocupar el asiento delantero cuando vas en un auto, ¿ok? It's one way. That's very interesting. And as I told you, the expression comes from the 20th century, where actually people used to ride horses and also they always want to go to the first place. Siempre querían ser el primero, ir adelante. So that's why, okay? Good. Also, this is talking about that's all of those guys. We're talking about United Kingdom. Okay, sorry, United States. Idiomatic expressions that comes from United States. Okay, so this is another interesting. It's Monday morning quarterback. Okay, so it's interesting this because a quarterback talk us about one position in football. Okay, in football especially. Okay, in football. Sorry, in soccer. Soccer, not football. There is a difference between the football and soccer. In United States, they have the difference, right? So there is a position that it that actually exists in the foot in a football or a soccer game. Okay, that exists, and the meaning of this part, okay, is one way to say it's easy to judge. Okay, when you know the result. Okay, this phrase we especially we use. Okay, when we want to talk about or when somebody judge something knowing the result. Es una forma de decir, es fácil juzgar cuando ya conoces el resultado, right? So it's one way that they use to try to not take advantage of somebody, okay? They use in that way. This idiomatic expression is especially in that way, okay? So, well, now I would like to go to another kind of expression. Those are more from United Kingdom, okay? Sorry, I need some water. So, then, as I told you, this part, okay, talk us about, we're going to talk about idiomatic expressions, but now we're going to start talking about another culture, which is United Kingdom. Okay, as I told you before, keep a stiff upper lip. Okay, means that way. Okay, to be brave. Okay, to don't let somebody see that you are losing your emotions, that you are losing control. Okay, so keep a stiff upper lip means to keep calm, like the picture that you can see there, right? The picture. So keep calm. Nobody needs to see that you are losing the control. That's the meaning of keep a stiff upper lip. Okay, good. Okay, that's it. And now this is another interesting idiomatic that they use more in United Kingdom. Okay, not my cup of tea. Okay, this doesn't mean literally, guys. Okay, don't essentially don't always take idiomatic expressions literally. Nunca tomen con su significado real, ¿no? Not my cup of tea, no literally means que no es tu taza de café, okay? That actually means it's not my problem, okay? It's not my problem, okay? If somebody told you, maybe imagine a picture that you are going to somebody, hey, I have this problem, I don't know what I have to do, and they answer to you, not my cup of tea, no es mi problema, okay? Or maybe you can say this in some day. Not my cup of tea means no es mi problema. Yo no me meto ahí. Yo me dejo. Not my cup of tea. Okay? Doesn't literally means that you are having a coffee or you are drinking coffee with somebody and you say, "I not my cup of tea." No, the meaning of this is it's not my problem, or I'm not going to get into that. Okay, no me voy a envolver en eso. Okay, so it's not my cup of tea. That's the literal meaning. That's why. Okay, so let's go to the second part, and this is also one interesting one. The show must go on. Okay, also this is from United Kingdom. Okay, the show must go on. Okay, it's interesting this part. Why? Why could be this very interesting? Because the show must go on, especially comes from the theater. Okay, esta expresión viene especialmente del teatro. Comes from the theater. And you know, the shows must go on. Literally, guys, means el show debe continuar, right? But this is not as if somebody tells you the show must go on, then that literally means, hey, we're having a show and we need to continue. No, okay? But the context from the theater, no? So the correct meaning from this idiomatic expression, guys, is okay that maybe you have problems, okay? Maybe you are, I don't know, all of us has many problems. Any kind of situation that you have, you need to continue. Okay, you need to continue. The show must go on. Okay, the show must go on. Any problem, any situation that you have to get over and you need to continue. Okay, you don't need to the other person's see that you are suffering something or that you are sad or something like that. Okay, maybe your situation is not the best, but you need to continue. So the show must go on. You need to continue. The life in this case, as if we interpretate this idiomatic expression, so the show is your life, okay, and the show must go on. Okay? Your life needs to be continued. Okay, you continue, go on. Don't don't stuck in some part of your life. Okay, any problem, anything, you need to go. You need to continue. Go on. Okay, move on. Okay, that's maybe some another thing to express this way. Okay. So, those are, guys, the expressions. So, well, before finishing, so because we're going to finish in a moment, let me go here. Let's come back. Okay, vamos a volver. Let's go back here, guys. So, now I would like to tell you guys, well, or maybe at the end. Yeah, we're going to see this at the end because I want to explain you better. We're going to finish the presentation and I'm going to give you then, okay? I'm going to give you your gift. As I told you, I'm going to give you a gift at the end, so that's why. So, guys, well, those are idioms, you know, maybe it's a bite the bullet, any ones of those, the show must go on, okay? All of those idiomatic expressions that we saw here, okay? Especially talk us about idioms, and some of them are humor. As we can see here, they created humor and sarcasm sometimes. Okay, so they are created with that intention. Don't always, for example, the first expression that you see at the first, in the first slide that we show, break a leg. Remember, break a leg. This especially means buena suerte, okay? Break a leg literally means rompete una pierna, okay? But break a leg means buena suerte, good luck, okay? You say, hey, I am having a test. Well, tomorrow I'm going to take a test. Somebody say, hey, break a leg, buena suerte, good luck, no? But somebody can take it literally. Hey, break a leg. Okay, yes, I'm going to break my leg and I'm not going to take my test, right? Somebody can take it as humor, okay? That's idiomatic expression. Not always not to be with culture, but sometimes also need to be with humor. Okay, you can take it in that way. So that's the way we can connect with the other person and try to connect ideas, the personality. You are going to get better and you're going to get more knowledge about what the other people think and their personality. Okay, the great humor. Using idioms give your speech a humorous twist. Okay, le da un giro de humor. You are getting better in that way. Okay, so you are not sounding like somebody who learned only structure. So you are really sounding like a native speaker because you are connecting with your friend or when maybe for somebody that you are talking with idiomatic expression. You are connecting with them. Why? Because you are using phrases according to their culture. You know their culture, so that's why you are using these phrases. Okay. So as another examples, okay, we have a lot of idiomatics. So here we have examples to pull someone's leg. Okay, to pull someone's leg. Also, we have there to put your foot in your mouth. Okay, to put your foot in your mouth means to say something embarrassed. Okay, to say something that maybe you had better not to say. Okay, it's like something embarrassed for you. Okay, that means to put your foot in your mouth. Literally means poner tu pie en tu boca, ¿no? But in another context mean decir algo embarazoso, decir algo que no fue muy bueno, okay? That actually means to put your foot in your mouth, decir algo vergonzoso. Okay, to pull someone's leg means kidding with someone, okay, kidding with someone, or joke with somebody, okay, bromear con alguien, okay. If somebody pulls if somebody pulls, okay, pulls your leg, okay, pulls your leg, means that somebody's joking about you, but in a funny way, in a good way, okay. It's not making fun of you. So they are making jokes about you, but in a funny way. So they are laughing with you. Okay, they uh, they are laughing with you. They are not laughing about you. So that's important. Okay, so those phrases are very important with idiomatic expression. So remember, the first one, pull someone's legs, is to joke about somebody or someone. To put your foot in your mouth is if you say something that you shouldn't do, you shouldn't say, okay? Something that you say and it wasn't a good way, okay? You say something embarrassed. Dijiste algo muy vergonzoso, okay? That's it. Well, then we have here like this, for example, carefulness, okay? This is a very interesting title that I choose. Carefulness, guys. Certain idioms, okay? We talk about humor, culture, to know them, very good. Nice, okay? But certain idioms might be considered offensive. So use them carefully. Okay, so those are very good. Okay, interesting, very very good. We talk about culture. It's important to use idiomatic expressions, but something important here also is that you need to know when you are going to use the idiomatic expression. Okay, because certain idioms, not all of them, okay, but certain idioms that we don't have a lot of here. Okay, but certain idioms that you're going to learn maybe in the future or in the PDF that I'm going to give you as a gift, they can be considered offensive. Okay, so use carefully, guys. And this is not with all of idiomatic expressions. It's with only with some of them. Okay, not with all, but it's important to take into account that. Okay, please, guys. Okay, nice. Now let's go to the next part because the time. So now, guys, how to learn and use idioms. So now we talk about idioms. We know how to use. We need to know when to use. We know culture, human, that they don't have the same meaning. Okay, we know about that. But now, how to learn and use idioms. So how we are going to learn using these things, okay? How we can start using that. So here we have for you some tips or some advices, suggestions to try to help you, okay? To learn not only know today, okay? So to learn today and tomorrow you are going to forget it, okay? I want you to learn this and keep in your mind this, okay? Because this is important. Idioms, remember, is not only structures or vocabulary. It's more than that. It's connect with the other person to talk about their culture, also talk about humor, and know their personality. Okay, so some tips that I can give you guys. I have three here. For example, avoid memorizing long lists. This could be contrast. I'm going to give you a list of idiomatic expressions, okay? But please, guys, avoid memorizing them. Okay, don't memorize them because if you memorize, you are going to know the maybe you're going to learn, but you're going to forget it. Okay, you're going to forget always when you memorize. You with the time you're going to forget it. But the bird things is try to understand the real meaning. Okay, today we can learn when pigs fly. We memorize that. Okay, but try to use in real situations. For example, in my case, the real situation here in Bolivia, cuando florezca el chuño. Okay, I connect or I link that phrase with one real situation in my daily life. Okay, in my life. That's important. In my context. Okay, so that's why try to, guys, all of those phrases that we learned today, all the idiomatic things, try to always, okay, always to connect or link with your daily routine or daily life. That's important when you are learning English. And that's one way that you are not going to forget it easily. Okay, you're not going to forget it easily. That's why it's important. Okay, so always guys, all the lists that I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you a list. Okay, but don't memorize them. Try to get the idea, get the context, and try to link with your own ideas, with your daily routine, or those kind of things. Okay, so learn idioms through the real situations. Okay, when you are walking in the street, I don't know, maybe you have some partner speakers, I don't know, maybe in any situation, try to use these idiomatic expressions. It's better if you are in I don't know, in any situation. Remember when one idiomatic, try to use it, try to remember. Maybe you don't need to talk with somebody, but in your mind repeat it. If you see the situation, try to repeat it in your mind. If you listen some phrase very similar to that idiomatic, link it with that. Okay, link it. For example, for me the most linked idiomatic is when pigs fly, cuando flores que el chiño. Yeah, okay, those phrases are similar, different context, but I similar. So I link them. Los tengo bien conectados entre esos dos. So I never going to forget it because it's talking about my culture, the other culture, and I know how to express that in both languages. Okay. So then the second tip for you guys, engage with content. Okay. Engagement content, guys. This means watch, read, and listen the content in English. Okay? Connect the ideas with your language, could be Spanish, or maybe another language could be better if you want. But always, guys, try to engage with content. Okay? Watch, read, listen. Try to always think and see the things in English that you want to learn. Okay? Always try to see that idiomatic in real situations. Okay, so engage with content. Okay, so the third, use idioms in real conversations. Okay, any conversation that you're going to have. Okay, maybe you're practicing with a partner, maybe you are in exposition, or maybe you are in a class, English class, or anything. Always try to use these idiomatic expressions. Okay, it doesn't mean that if the other person at the first is not going to understand you, but you are using, so your mind is keeping that, your mind is thinking in English, and maybe the other person is not going to understand the idea, but your mind is understanding. And also you can help your partner say, hey, I know this new idiomatic expression, that's the meaning. So so you're learning, and also in that experience, people understand things better through real situations. Okay, people understand better things through real situations. So we are experimental. No, we are not. We know knowledge, but we learn better in a very experimental way. Okay, so incorporate idioms naturally into real life conversations. Okay, all the idioms that we saw here, we can talk about. When pigs fly, bite the bullet, the show must go on. Okay, the ball is in your court, use in real situations. You have a problem. You can say, bite the bullet. Okay, bite the bullet. You need to bite the bullet. Support things. You're going to sorry, you are going to get over that. So you need to keep. Okay, need to keep that. Okay, that's important. So you need to know that you need to use that in real situations, guys. So why that's why this is important. Okay. Then, for example, study dialogues, okay, from movies and stories to spot idioms. One recommendation that I think most of us knows, okay, most of us know, is that watch movies or watch series help us with listening. That's right, but also can help us to learn new vocabulary, and we learn new vocabulary. They always use idiomatic expressions. Okay, you're in a series, you're going to learn at least 20 to 80 idiomatic expressions. So watch movies, watch series, all those things that you need to know, you are going to learn and use that. Okay, so that's important in English. Okay, vean series, vean películas, uh, y van a encontrar, you're going to find new idiomatic expressions, okay? According to also take into account that according to the culture, no? If you see a movie which was created in the United Kingdom, you're going to learn idiomatic expression that used in United Kingdom. If you watch some movie that was made in the United States, you are going to learn vocabulary from that, idiomatic expressions from that part of the country. Okay, so well, then let's see here. Let's continue. Well, as a conclusion, guys, okay, as a conclusion, idioms. The secret is, sorry, the secret weapon is speaking fluency, or the secret to speaking fluently, okay? Why I think this is a weapon? Because with thematic expression, guys, you are going to understand the personality of them or why they talk in that way. You know their culture. You know why they are using that expressions. Also, you get humor. Okay, you get humor on more things. You can connect better with them. Okay, it's not the same like somebody comes here. Okay, imagine that somebody comes here to my country and told me, "Hey, los cerdos vuelan." You say, what are you saying? That's weird. But what happened if somebody comes to my country and told me, "Hey, cuando florezca el chuño"? Well, that makes that makes me think because oh, that's a phrase from my culture. My mother used to say that. Also, my grandmother or grandfather used to use that phrase with me. So that's why we connect better with them because we know their culture, we know how they think, and how they express their ideas. So that's why it's important, guys, to know idiomatic expressions. And if you know and you use correctly, I can assure you that you are going to get fluently and you are going to connect better with your friends or with the person that you are talking with them. Not only in English, could be only in another language, but in English or another country, this is very important. Okay, that's why I consider this the idiomatic expression or idioms. Okay, two ways to call is the secret weapon, okay, to get fluently, okay? So, well, some suggestions here could be aprender idioms, okay, mejora la comunicación y conecta las culturas, okay? Idioms improve the way you communicate and help bridge cultures, ¿no? Nos dice que es como un puente entre las culturas, nos permite conectar, okay? Even more than, let's say, more than you can know the knowledge, you can connect your culture with the other. Okay, so that's why you connect with them, and that's good. Okay, so go ahead. Okay, speak like a native guy. So now you know this. So now you go ahead, please. You need to speak like a native speaker. So before you guys, as I told you before finish, okay, we have some minutes. I want to give you here it is. If some of you guys can, please, you can scan this QR code, okay? You can scan this QR code, which here is in the top right of the screen, okay? Over here. You can take a screenshot, guys, please, or you can scan it, okay? Please scan. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some seconds to do it. Okay, so very good. Nice. I'm going to some seconds to scan this QR code. Okay, para que lo scannen. This is my gift for you. Okay, this is a gift for you, which you are going to find. Okay, what are you going to find there? So, give a moment. I'm going to share again my screen. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Here it is. Give a moment. I'm going to share my screen that way. You're going to find this. Okay, nice note here. Give me a moment. I'm going to share you. Here it is. Okay. If you scan that QR code, guys, what are you going to find there? You are going to find this. So here, perfect. So here, guys, what are you going to find there? Give me a moment. I think you cannot see nothing. Now you're going to see it. Okay, nice. Better. Now, Well, this is, guys, a document that I prepared for you. Okay, this is something that I'm going to prepare for you. I prepared for you this, guys, where you're going to find here, guys. Okay, give me a moment. Here we have idiomatic expressions, okay? For expression from US and United Kingdom. Lo puse como Gran Bretaña because this is the place where most of the idiomatic expressions comes from there more than United Kingdom, okay? So the idiomatic expression were created there, and also another way, okay? So those idioms, guys, here you have the explanation in Spanish. Okay, they are phrases with that were created in their own language. Okay, with the literal meaning. Okay, not always they can say the literal meaning. Okay, but however, okay, each idiom can show aspects about culture, history, or social region. Okay, so what it says, it's in Spanish for you to understand. Okay, so I create this PDF for you, okay, where you can learn this. Okay, maybe here you have the context. Okay, here you have the context. Tienen el contexto. Okay, this is talking about the sports. Okay, the US idiom, recuerden, US idiom is idiomatic expression from United States. Okay, the ball is in your court. Here you have by the ballot or more things. The meaning, okay, the meaning. Here you have the meaning of the idiomatic expressions, okay, the meaning. Ese es el significado que tiene, okay, the meaning. Then you have the original meaning, or well, where comes from the idiom, de dónde viene el idiomatic expression, ¿no? From tennis, popular in United States, ¿no? Es popular en Estados Unidos. Okay, that's it. And also an example, okay, you can see this idiomatic expression in an example. The ball is in your court now, no? That's it, okay? And also in this part, you can use also, you can find an idiom from the United Kingdom. Okay, this is United Kingdom. All of this column is from United Kingdom. So here you have those. You have the idiom, you have the meaning, you have the meaning culture, and one example that is going to help you to understand better. So how you can use in how you can use that in an example, the real meaning, uh, the meaning culture, and what's the idiom. Okay, so you have this. I think it's about 15, 20. Okay, 20 idiomatic expressions that's going to help you, okay? And if some of you maybe like to know, okay, you have this as a gift for you, okay? You have this as a gift for you. I wrote this for you guys to try to start learning idiomatic expressions, okay? That's my gift for you to know. So you can study, you can use more these things, okay? So for example, let's see another idiom, no? So bite the bullet, no? Decisiones difíciles. Meaning, aceptar algo que es doloroso, no? So you need to get over it according to the situation. I don't know what kind of this situation you are having part, but you need to bite the bullet. You have to get over. So the meaning, ¿no? En guerra, I think en cultural guerra, morder la bala para soportar el dolor. Okay? So this is from the war. Recuerden, les dije que es idiomatic expression. This idiomatic expressions comes from the war. Okay? From the war in that way. Okay? So, well, guys, this is for you. Again, I'm going to come back to the QR code. If you want this thing, please. What is it? If you want to know the things about that, I'm going to share the screen again. You can scan this QR code. Okay, you can scan this QR code, and you're going to find the access to that PDF. Okay, van a tener acceso a ese documento PDF que les va a proporcionar toda esa información que les acabo de mostrar. Okay, all that information that I've already showed you. Okay. Well, that's it, guys. That's the presentation. Sorry, let me go to the end. Well, guys, thank you, guys, thank you for listening to me, and actually, thank you for being here. And actually, guys, to be honest with you, if you are here, you are taking a very huge step to get better fluency and start talking as a native speaker. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you. Well, maybe there is any question if you want.
Muchísimas gracias por la clase, Richard. Realmente excelente. No sé si alguno de los participantes tiene alguna pregunta, la pueden dejar en el chat.
You can write in the chat. Write in the chat, guys. I'm here to answer all the questions that you have. Okay, yes, yes, of course. If you want, uh, I can give you I can give you the presentation of this. I don't know, maybe if you can help me. I don't know if I can give you the presentation or I don't know if the.
Sí, nosotros lo vamos a compartir mediante Sarai.
Okay,
Vamos.
perfect. Nice. That's it. Okay, guys. Maybe any other question?
Creo que con eso estaríamos. No hay más preguntas. Muchísimas gracias, Richard, por tremenda clase. Muchas gracias.
Okay, nice. Welcome. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you to you. So, well, that's it. Okay. Well, well, see you. Bye bye, guys. If any question, maybe you can contact me from the part of administration. So, thank you guys. Thank you for the invitation too, and thank you for listening to me. Bye bye, guys.